and save 40 million bucks in a year. For us, when we did our book launch, this is before people were talking about agents as much. We spun up 5 agents that handled, I think it was like somewhere in the neighborhood of like 120,000 support tickets. And it was mostly just like, hey, can you tell me where I get the free stuff, right? But we were able to resolve 90% of all tickets without any human intervention. You have to find a time, and maybe that's weekends, maybe that's evenings, maybe that's early mornings, maybe that's middle of the day, whatever that thing is for you, or that time period is for you, where you have to fully dedicate yourself and actually go soup to nuts, click to close, beginning to end on just automating one portion of your day. That is my only ask. Now, people have an incredibly hard time with this for 2 reasons. One, because everyone's afraid of AI, which, by the way, if you're watching this and you have workflows, who do you think would be best served to automate the workflow? Someone else or you? You should automate your workflow, because then that will give you time to figure out what else you can do that's more valuable. Now, every single time you think about your workflow, whenever you want to put what I'll just call magic or mysticism in, it's where you say, well, I just kind of know, or I have a gut feeling, or I have intuition or instinct, or whatever you want to call it. I just want you to think pattern recognition, because that takes all of this magic away from it, because you are an organism that has been exposed to different stimuli, and then you had reinforcement cycles that occurred where you realize that this, like when we say, oh, I think that looks cool, it's because we've seen things that look similar to that. We generalize this pattern and then describe it as cool. All right, that's how it works. And so if you can just erase your romanticism around whatever niche specialized knowledge you believe to have, and believe me, I'm somebody who thinks for a living. I would be the most threatened by AI, right? You still have to approach it with an observable lens, which is, what are the actual behaviors that I do in order to get this outcome? And so even something as simple as like, okay, I have to think of a cool idea for this YouTube video, right? We have different ways. I'm sure you have some ways where you're like, okay, well, I think about what I did that week. Okay, so could a bot look at your calendar? Okay, step 1. Step 2, can you record all of the calls that you take and have those transcribed? Okay, that's now more interesting, because now I have a bot that not only sees the calendar, it can also know what all the conversations were. Okay, can I then ask that bot to say, hey, any interesting situation or decision that came up over the last week, I want you to put the top 5 most interesting ones into a document for me, and then run it. And then great, now you've got the 5 most interesting moments. What does it also create? True stories and narratives, which is do epic shit, talk about the epic shit you did, right? So you don't have to make stuff up. The big difficulty that people will have in the world of AI content creation is proof. That's the issue. That's the problem. And so like there will be endless amount. Now on the consumer side,